So Rip the Jacker asks, Ubisoft announced its list of games that will come with its subscription service this week. Are you going to get it? And how many of these subscription services are we going to have before people have had enough of them? Now, we spent a lot of time on this podcast today, specifically talking about Game Pass games. So we're obviously very on board with this kind of model. And I don't know if you saw the list of Ubisoft games that are going to be on this week. Did you see that?
No.
I mean, it's pretty much what you expect. It's just literally all the Ubisoft games. But the only thing I've sort of noticed is that like now you're probably not going to get these games free from like Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus. Like I've already seen Ubisoft pull all their games from Game Pass, and because EA has one of these too, you're not going to ever get EA games for free probably. And I don't see any EA games, I don't think.
Mass Effect might be on there.
Could be, I don't know. I haven't looked. But so now you're going to have everyone like sort of cornering themselves off, where it's always like it's like the glory days of Netflix when everyone just had all their content on there. And then people are like, well, I want a slice of this pie. So you have to pay for my service. And now we pay for all these different things like HBO Go and Hulu and Spotify and all this stuff. And I like all this stuff. I don't mind paying for it. But I'm just wondering if there's going to be even things like Bethesda has their own fucking subscription service in the future where you get all the Bethesda games, or some of these even smaller ones that you wouldn't think about. Like I'm just wondering, is Sony going to do one of these? We've got the Google Stadia, we've got Game Pass, we've got the Uplay thing. I can't Uplay Plus. What is it even called? I don't even remember.
Something.
And
like
then
that.
and then we have Origin for EA, and it's like I don't know. I guess I don't have a problem with any of this overall, and I would probably pay for most of them. The one hang up for me with all of this is that with Ubisoft, you're just locked in on the PC for now. And I don't want to play all my Ubisoft games on PC. Now, if you're telling me I can have a universal Ubisoft Uplay Plus or whatever it's called, and it works for PlayStation, Switch, PC, Stadia, and Xbox and stuff like that, and then I'll be on board. I'll gladly pay that $15 because if I can have access to my games and have cross save, cross platform stuff happening where I'm playing Ghost Recon Wildlands with my best friend on PC, which I'm going to do later this year. Not Wildlands, but Breakpoint. And then I can jump over and keep playing that game with like you and Magnum on fucking Xbox. Like I would love that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a huge fucking great value of not being siphoned off on one platform. And so that's just what I want to see happen. Like I don't really have a problem with any of these subscription services, but in terms of just Ubisoft overall, like I looked at that and I'm like, well, I've played most of these games where I own them. And I guess this only benefits me if I'm getting your new games for $15 a month, which is not a bad idea. And there might be some months where I just pay the $15 to play like Far Cry 6 or whatever the fuck it's going to be, like that might not be a bad deal if you get access to games in that way. But I don't know if that's what they're doing. I don't know if it's just all old games. I don't know what they're doing for like brand new stuff. So it's just going to depend what they're going to do with this. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
Honestly, it's not as troublesome as you'd think it is. You'd be like, oh, we're going to have all these subscriptions and you're paying all this money. Well, if you sat down and figured out how much money you spend on video games every year, it probably wouldn't be too bad, to be honest. Like, yeah, okay, you won't subscribe to like 4 or 5 of these at the same time, but you pick something like Game Pass, which has a variety of games. And let's say you love Ubisoft and they put out like 6 or 7 new games in 1 year. It's pretty good value there because one game in Canada anyway costs like $79. So $79, it would be like 4 or 5 months of the subscription or whatever, So and you're getting other games, not just the one. So I don't think it's too bad. It would get out of control if you wanted to subscribe to every single one. I think the value for money is probably there for that. My only thing is like I like having physical copies, but I also sell games that I don't play anymore. So I recoup some of that money. So sometimes I'm playing brand new games for like $25 or $20 and then I sell it, and at the end of the day, I only spent the $25, not the $79 because I sold it for $50 or $60. So I'm saving money that way. And with the subscription, you're fucked. You're like, if you played one game that's on Game Pass for a month, well, that's a month of not playing the 3 other subscriptions you're subscribed to, because how many games can you really play? So I could see, like, you kind of have to figure out what you're going to do. You might have to unsubscribe. from some 1 month, resubscribe another month, or if it's cheaper to just do a whole year and it ends up being like $5 a month over time, because the EA one is like that, where if you did a year, it's like $35 or something, and that's pretty
Yeah.
good. It's
Yeah.
just, how much is it?
But like with the EA, like you don't get the brand new games like you
No,
do. Like Microsoft is the only one doing like you can have our premier AAA titles day one just for free with Game Pass. And I'm wondering if anyone else is going to follow with that, because that'll be sort of a game changer for me in terms of all this other stuff. Because EA, while yeah, $30 for a year of Origin, and now they have like the next tier up, which also pisses me off. Like just have one fucking thing for Christ's sake. They don't give you like new games; they just give you like a 10% discount on new games. So it's not really, by the time the games that you want to play are on there, maybe some stuff will be like down the line you could play it, it'll be worth it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just going to depend on if they do that kind of thing with Ubisoft. Like I said, if I can play the new Far Cry or Ghost Recon by just subscribing, then okay, maybe I'm in at that point. But yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm a physical collector too. I don't buy, sell, and trade like that. I just collect stuff because I'm an idiot. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of factors in it. But even if you had, let's just say you subscribe to like 6 of these a month, and they're all roughly $10 a piece. That's $60, and that's probably what you would spend on a new game every month anyway. Like if you bought one just AAA title, you know what I mean? So
sure. Yeah,
it's
so
not really that
yeah,
big of a deal.
yeah, you can figure it out, and you're not going to be subscribed to 6. Like that's out of control. There's no reason for that.
Well, like I said, it would just depend on what they all offer. Like if Sony does one, like Game Pass, and Ubisoft and EA do theirs in the same way, subscribe to all 4 of those in a heartbeat.
How many
But like I
games can you
said,
play in a month? I don't have time for that.
I mean, yeah, sure, but I don't know. It would just depend for me if there's like EA game coming out this month, and like sometimes you just pick up some after the fact, so it's just nice to have it in your library. I
Hmm.
don't know. You can talk around this subject forever about justifying it, not justifying it. It all comes down to your personal preferences and how much time you have for games, the kind of games you like, and stuff like that, and how much money you have to spend on games. So yeah, it just it varies person to person, I guess.